episode 1 of the plus.
One of the plus.
One of the plus is episode 41. Episode 41 of the Offside Podcast. We are here with the team on a rainy Auckland day. Big shout out to our sponsor, Fale Kava. You can check that out at fale.kava on all social media platforms, and also at his dojo in Otahuhu, and also in Mangere Town Centre as well. How are we, team? How's everyone?
Good.
Yeah, good.
We were in a good spot. I don't know if we should just bypass the sport and just talk about marijuana.
No.
Because there's been some responses and mixed responses since last week's podcast where we were talking about initiatives in the Pacific. And we know that a lot of our people back in Samoa are quite conservative. So there was no ill intent. What do you call it? There was no ill intent with some of our comments on that. We were just looking at avenues. But we had a pretty cool convo about marijuana itself. And I know a lot of people are kind of scared of it. But that's the problem with mass marketing and American marketing, is that it's been demonized for so long. I will just say that I know a lot more high-performing users of the drug than I do know the lazy bums that we all think it affects. But just jumping straight in, and then we can go back to sports. But what are you saying?
Well, I'm pretty sure that there's certain drugs that's synthetic.
Yes.
And it's really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so, I mean, America created a synthetic marijuana. So
Yes.
we don't really know the actual side effects of it. Or do we? Or, you know, what's the long-term effect of it?
I wouldn't try it. I like the idea of it being organic. There was some comments on YouTube about growing it locally, which I thought, man, that's such a great idea, and being an exporter.
Yes.
With the rich kind of resources and the nature that we have back in Samoa, even the Pacific. I just think just through marketing in itself, especially from America, for the longest time, it's been demonized. But when they've turned it now into a business opportunity, it's kind of taken away a lot of that stigma in the States. Not to say that it's bad, like everything, like food, like you suggested, burgers, like everything in moderation, right? But the more that you overuse it and overdo it, the more it's going to affect. So there's a lot of comments here that talk about, I know lazy people at work that smoke it. To be honest, those people were lazy before the weed. You know, I know high-performing people like Joe Rogan, like who's the Olympic, who won the most Olympic gold medals in swimming? Phelps.
Yep.
Proud marijuana smoker, Snoop
Right.
Dogg. There's so many that are high-performing when it comes to work as well. So the idea that it just makes people lazy, that's not a buy-in. It just further conditions that person to who they actually were, just lazy people. Sorry, but that's kind of my thoughts.
No, hard out. And that kind of smashes that, excuse that, it makes people lazy. Well, it doesn't explain Phelps then. Yeah.
I know a few prominent Pacific Islanders that play in the NRL and in the All Blacks right now that smoke it. So you can't you can't hold this idea that's just been born from marketing. It's kind of dangerous.
Yeah, and I worked in the courts in Samoa, and the amount of violent crime and abuse and sexual abuse that is from alcohol. It's fucking like 90%. Like, if we banned alcohol, bro, the courts would be empty, man. Like,
True.
Alcohol fuels a lot of shit, and you will never see a fucking violent assault that was driven by marijuana use. It just doesn't happen because, as most people pointed out, it works the opposite way. You just want to chill, So that's not true. I've seen that sometimes, although you do mention, which is true, synthetic marijuana. Yeah, and for those who don't understand, so, like there'll be molecules that are made in nature. You can replicate the molecular structure of things, but using chemicals and a dude in a lab, putting chemicals together to make the same molecular structure, but it's not the natural one that's created sunlight and all that shit.
It's like genetic modified food.
Genetically modified food, genetically modified weed, exactly. And there's heaps of adverse effects and long-term effects from that shit. And so Samoa at the moment has the potential, and they do use it, but to just have pure organic marijuana made from nature, made from sunlight and all that shit. And I still think it's a great opportunity that Samoa should look into.
But yes, apologies. We weren't meaning to offend.
Yeah, and we've got no power anyway. You know, it's not like we're going to go and change the law. We're just dudes sitting around the table having a chat. So,
I have to also apologize if you hear rain in this podcast. We're not in your typical recording studio. We're out in the hood. We're in a nice studio, but we don't have the kind of same backings as a studio. But just if you hear that hint of rain, it's a pretty shitty day here
ambience.
in Auckland. Going back into the podcast, the NRL is happening right now. We're going through the finals. Again, we're recording this on Saturday, so we will miss out the remaining games. Just last night, the Panthers won. Jerome Luai and the boys got it done. But your thoughts on the NRL Grand Final? I mean, the finals that are happening right now, man.
Oh, it's exciting. I can't believe the Panthers won and are still winning. Usually, 3-peat and that's it. No one ever wins more than 3. And they genuinely look like they're a chance to win a 4th, which is crazy. And they're stacked, and they look like they can lift up another level like last night.
Who are you picking for the grand final?
I would love Bulldogs versus Panthers for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
It's just the Samoan players, but I don't know if that's going to happen because usually the top 4, they do the playoffs, and then the top 4 in the semis, it just stays top 4.
We got Jason Taumulolo also moving into form. He plays tonight as well. There are a lot of prominent Pacific players. It's cool that they're in some ways peaking now. And then also getting ready for the test season that's happening after, which I've started seeing some adverts for it, which is kind of cool because typically in league it's not as invested in as rugby is, but they're moving into the summer, right? So
and the internationals now are growing the game. Absolutely. And everyone saw the impact of Tonga, Jason, and the impact of Toa Samoa. And, they're just growing. It's really exciting with league at the moment because they're growing, and you're looking at rugby at the moment, and it's going the other way.
Well, just on that, this is a topic that popped up. The NRL posted this history made, all-time attendance record for the NRL, which is huge, especially now with the competition, with social media, a lot of people not turning up to stadiums, but the NRL has seemed to have done it. They've outshined rugby, local rugby, which is massive. And in a place like Australia, when you're competing with AFL, soccer, basketball, so many great sports over there, they've still managed to bring at least 20 to 25,000 to each stadium. Yes. Typically in New Zealand, which has broken a lot of records this year, every game sold out, averaging around 23,000 people at the game. We talked about this earlier in the year. You called it. You said, rugby league's growing. Obviously, the Pacific Islanders have helped that game a lot. Your thoughts on this, bro?
Yeah, no, you can see it. And remember, we talked about that Pacific Island strategy assessment report where
New Zealand Rugby Union. Yeah,
New Zealand Rugby Union unequivocally said that the game is on the decline. Rugby Union is on the decline in New Zealand, and the reason why they're backing Pacific teams, Moana Pacifica, and they have this Pacific strategy is because they feel the only way to save the game is through the Pacific.
Yeah.
So that's why they're pushing Moana Pacifica and the Fijian team. And you can see it, man. Like the Blues attendance was so low. I think only people turned out for the finals, but man, stadiums were empty. And nothing like it was back in the day.
Well, we just saw the All Blacks about 2 weeks ago.
Yes, in Wellington, right? Yeah. And that was the lowest in ages. So it's definitely on the decline. And so long as Toa Samoa and Tonga, keep representing, and I don't think the amount of Polynesian players is going to decrease in the NRL as well. I think it's going to stay a solid 50%, probably get to 60.
I think it's going to be more, man.
Yeah, and so that's just going to keep on growing. And it's going to be a good thing. And, some of the traditionalists or the Palangis might think, it's going to threaten the popularity, but I don't think so. Like, you look at the NBA, and that's like 90% black, and it's built its global brand off black people. So I think it's
NFL as well.
hard out. So I can't see NRL going backwards anytime soon. And the game itself, it's just a lot. It's more simple. There's less stops. There's less referee interruptions and less referee interpretations. I love the captain's challenge. You know, like players have an opportunity to say, no, ref, you're wrong. You know, and just like they're getting it right in every aspect. And now with the women's game, which is picking up a lot over there as well.
Yeah.
And I think you were talking about it earlier, but the fact that they don't use big stadiums with the league. Like a lot of the grounds are these old historic clubs, local clubs, and they stick with it. So like it's a cultural experience. It's sort of like, you know, that's the culture of it. So the Warriors haven't done well at all this year, but it just feels good to go. You know,
Have you been to a game?
No, I haven't.
It's
It
so
feels
fun.
good to support.
Yeah, it's so fun though. Like, I remember my sister and her husband took their daughter out, and they had they got their asses whooped,
Right.
but they had so much fun. Like the halftime show, they had fireworks. They like the kids were allowed to run on the they've got like the Olympic track around the field, and the kids are allowed to play on it. Like it just feels like a good family environment. Yeah.
Just authentic. It just rugby just feels like I don't know, man. Like you don't really feel attached to the Blues. I don't feel attached to Moana Pacifica. Like,
Yeah.
it's just I don't know. It's just not there at the moment.
Too force fed. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
How much does the ticket normally cost?
They've Super Rugby, they dropped the tickets all the way down, and people still not going.
Yeah.
The Warriors have maintained like a lot of the they've got like the season passes. A lot of those sold out like at the beginning of the year, and that was obviously at the back of their performances last year. But then they've continued to grow. Like I know people that are still buying season passes for next year. My brother got a season pass for him and his for him and mum actually. So the sales in NRL have maintained. The merch has still maintained. I've noticed in rugby, like you'd get the emails, come watch the Auckland Blues for $10, and it's like,
Yeah. There's still a lot of rugby here.
Yeah.
But it's just it's interesting because New Zealand rugby they've banked on the Pacific people to increase popularity of rugby, but a lot of them are going to league.
Yeah.
So it's going to be.
That's funny and that goes back to the NZRU report, eh? Like it's actually written down that strategically they're targeting Pacific people.
Yeah.
Which tells you how important we are.
Yeah, because rugby's on the decline.
Yeah.
So that this is the solution. The Pacific people are the solution. But then we're seeing Pacific people want to play league, want to watch league, want to support league. And I appreciate a comment that came from Samoa. It is true. Samoa is still a rugby stronghold, though. So the islands is still big on rugby. But there's NRL developments now. NFL. I was there when they came in and took 20 kids. Like everyone over 6'7", they took them. Yeah. On scholarship. So although it might appear to be just rugby, there's a lot of other sports coming in as well.
Yeah. It's an interesting thing with New Zealand rugby. We talked to kind of, I guess, the business atrophies that's happened. Where rugby league is kind of capitalized is really on a grassroots local level. Like they've spoken to the people that turn up on Saturday and Sunday. Whereas New Zealand rugby feels a lot more business orientated. Feels a lot more, we need to have all these investments overseas. And it's interesting that you said detachment, because that's what that is. When you start dealing with all this international money, and I get it, you need to support local franchises, you need to support like the bigger franchise, but at the cost of what? Because you've got this ITM Cup that's running and no one attends. You got all these phenomenal athletes that are playing, but no one wants to watch them.
Yeah.
But it's like you've almost lost that audience now.
There's no cultural buy-in.
That's it. There's no
cultural buy-in, and that's when you highlighted the difference with the Warriors, for example, so grassroots.
Oh man,
like even Breakers to a certain extent.
Yep.
They were always, their brand was always about being family orientated. Or like, this is entertainment for the family.
Yeah.
Whereas rugby, now you mentioned it itself, like it's business orientated. Yeah, it's corporatized.
Yeah.
Because remember, New Zealand rugby is considered, like they have in the corporate world, the big four.
New Zealand rugby is up there. They're expected to be this well-oiled machine that's void of any biases, and unfortunately, it's lost a lot of its flavour, and that trickles down to the competitions that are run. I mean, they lost South Africa.
Yeah.
The
Super
and you've seen the impact of that now, and obviously the way that South Africa are playing.
Yeah, and that's interesting too, because a lot of the buy-in for the All Blacks was they're this undefeated, you can't beat them. They're getting beat left, right, and centre.
I think that could be part of the thing as well, is winning.
Yeah.
Like league, we see a lot of Samoans in the Penrith team winning.
Yeah.
We saw Toa Samoa winning.
Yeah.
We saw the Tongan team beat Australia, winning. I think winning, and the Warriors last season winning.
Yeah.
I mean, people want to bag the bandwagon, but winning's a real thing, man.
Yeah.
Winning is attractive. And
maybe it is that as well. As in the frequency of those who are winners and who aren't. It's very lopsided when it comes to rugby. You expect the All Blacks to win all the time.
Right.
Whereas, say for something like the Warriors, for example, they did well, and then, they've got ups and downs, obviously. And, I'm guessing any story that has its arc of, not doing so well, and then, having your redemption arc and then winning, it just seems like on the rugby side, you've got too much of something.
Yeah.
You're expecting the All Blacks to win all the time, and then when they do lose in public, you get crucified. Everyone's just held to this weird standard where, maybe they're not human anymore.
There is something to that, though, because that's, in movies, that's the underdog story.
Yeah.
A lot of people bought into the whole Toa Samoa thing, when they got defeated by England that first time. They got thrashed, right? And then they kick England's ass in the semi-final to make the final. That was an incredible, that was an incredible story. So there is that. There's that buy into the
leagues just seems like there's a lot of everyone's winning by paper thin margins.
Oh yeah.
On paper. Whereas in rugby, you look at some teams and you're like, no, this team is clearly not going to win anything at all. And then they make the upset, and that's amazing. But you don't see that as often.
Yeah, I think the game itself as well. I'm a rugby dude. I was raised in rugby. I like the technical things. I like the scrummaging and lineouts, and I still find it so fucking boring. And I think they need some real rule changes as well. I think people are into the whole minimalism. People are cutting straight to the chase. Fuck this, all this other shit. We want the substance. The smashing, the straight up, the less referee interference. And rugby is so much shit. You still get 3 points to fucking take a shot at goal from the corner. It's just too much.
What about those mauls that go on for feels like hours?
The scrums and it's just...
That speaks
it's hard to watch. For me, and I love rugby, and it's so hard to watch. I hardly watch it now.
But that speaks to an audience that we have now that are so conditioned to... I need to see the first 10 seconds on this video, and if it doesn't get my attention, I'm out. And that speaks to a lot of people that are buying in now. And it's interesting you say the watchability of the game. I was working on a shoot with the camera guy was a Mexican guy, so he lives here now, from Mexico, and he's been here for 10 years, and he found it so difficult to watch rugby. And just last year, he tuned into the Warriors, and he's like, I love this game. Why aren't we watching this? And this is a guy that's from South America that's no clue about footy here, and it took him 10 years of watching rugby and he didn't get it, and it took him 1 year of watching the Warriors and go, this is actually really fun.
Right.
And that's because of that. It's so fast, it's in your face, there's steps, the players have a bit more control.
But
yeah.
So it's a lot of things. It's a lot of reasons why. It's a lot of things we covered just in heaps of different. It's not one thing. The reason why NRL is up here and rugby's on the decline. There's many things. But to be honest, I think next year Moana Pacifica have a chance to change it with Artie and some of the signings that they've made. Some of the other signings are really good as well. There's an Australian dude that just signed.
They got Bishop as well, who's returning.
Yes, which is a great signing as well. And they really do have a real chance to flip the script. And that's what it needs. That's what rugby league needed. They needed someone to just change the whole binary of New Zealand, the Kiwis versus the Kangaroos. Same shit every fucking year. And along comes Jason and Fifita, and the Tongan team, and they just flipped everything upside down, and suddenly all the fantasy teams we dreamed of became the reality teams we're watching. And this is what rugby needs. They need a fucking, even if it's corrupt, they need a fucking cheat and match fix a Pacific team winning the World Cup. Seriously. To flip the whole shit upside down. And they need Moana Pacifica to have one fucking unbelievable season, and it has to be soon, in the next 2 years, preferably next year. And fuck, you watch people go from Toa Samoa back to Moana, back to watching rugby.
Well, at least with a running game, right?
Yeah, not kicking the fucking, not playing the white way. Playing, we still got to maintain our values and play the way we play. Like
maintaining our values, but endorsing cheating, match fixing.
I
know what you mean. I know where you're
that's
coming
what it's
from.
gonna take. Like, they earned it. NRL Rugby League earned it. Like a group of these players said, you know what, fuck this shit. Let's try something else. They dared to be different, and they fucking now look at their game. It's just going from strength to strength. And that's needed. And that's needed from a generation of Pacific players, rugby players. If you want to save the game, fuck, someone needs to try something different.
And I think I've mentioned this before, but just based off of that Tongan team, and then more recently the Toa Samoa team, I've got family members in Queensland, and their kids, like a lot of the Pacific kids, some of them are Afkasi, some of them are full Samoan, but they're so entrenched in Toa Samoa.
Yeah.
And it's because of this. And this is grassroots. Like when you get into the culture, when you get into the people and their kids, this is what's going to inform you 10, 20 years from now. It's these kids.
Yeah, and like Disney, like McDonald's, when you hook a kid, when you get a child hooked, they're hooked for life. You got a customer for life. And so that customer go on to play league and watch league. And then that's why attracting families is so important. That's why keep it grassroots if you want your game to grow and still be alive.
I guess in other words, rugby has unfortunately lost the ability to retain culture.
I don't know if I think they weren't counting on the Tongan Rugby League team and the Toa Samoa just coming in.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, a brand can only contain culture. It doesn't create it.
This new culture of wanting to play for Samoa, wanting to play Indigenous, wanting to vote Indigenous, that's coming through big time. And that is affecting rugby. And that's affecting voting and just everyone's way of thinking.
That's from the outside. That's a different influence coming in. Like, that's not brought up because of Penrith or the Warriors. No, that's a societal thing. Like that's a knowledge of self. Like I've just discovered new things about myself, and I'm gonna back myself. And the ripple effect of backing yourself is I'm gonna get a bunch of my mates and we're gonna make this shit happen. Which is why the social media now is almost a mirror shown back. Like you look at the Warriors' social media, and and the culture that it's reflecting back. Yeah, it's because of what it's able to contain. But then you look at the Blues social media and what it's containing, and
the Blues social media is actually pretty good.
Whoever it is, I'm sure it's an Islander.
No, it is. It's Tani.
Oh, because they're fucking hilarious, man.
It's hilarious. They're like he's really good, but I don't think it's. Yeah, Tani is the man. Like their social media is amazing.
It's nothing against the execution or anything like that. Like it's quality.
But I don't think the audience is reacting.
And that
you know what I mean?
There's no like the Blues itself. Well, they haven't been able to kind of contain that.
Yeah, it's like a side thing. Like you're not looking for it, but you scroll and you see a Blues post.
Yeah,
and that's you're not. Oh, I need to check what they see because they.
But
they're very good posts. They are very good, but it's. Yeah.
It's the game.
Maybe it's a personality. Maybe they need some dude coming out who's all mouth and good. I don't know.
Yeah, about that too, because there's that conservatism that exists.
Yeah.
The same old interview. Oh yeah, no, all good. Yeah.
Yes, same shit.
Shout out to the boys. It's like it's real. Whereas rugby league, man, like you got characters they fight and center.
Hard out. And
they're allowed to be themselves.
Yes. And I still think the eligibility rule could change everything. If World Rugby changed that and had made it the same as league, it'll create chaos.
Yeah. And again though, that's off the back of Pacific.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
And again,
it's off the back of the Pacific.
Yeah, again, that will be for the Pacific people to turn things upside down. So the power's there. But good on league, bro. Good on league.
Well, back on rugby, I guess here in New Zealand, the big news is the All Blacks and their failed 2-test series over in South Africa. Well, you're playing against the best team on the planet.
In South Africa,
It's pretty hostile over there. Firstly, what did you think about them drowning out the haka?
Oh, bro, I'm not one of those. Oh, you have to respect your opposition.
Right.
No, I think you go to their place.
Yeah.
And that's the adversity you have to face. It's their culture, it's their values, it's their standards. And you just deal with it. And I think most of the All Blacks were like, oh, well, that's it. Like, you don't want to go there and let's do this for them and let's do that for them. And, they can't handle if we drown them out. So let's be quiet. And
give them the ula, eh? Give them
ula.
Yeah. No, I think it adds to it. It adds to it. And then the onus is on you. Well, as a team, it's your duty to shut them up.
Yeah.
And to make sure they treat you with respect.
Yeah.
And no, I love it. I think that adds to it.
I was cracking up when the conveniently placed plane that flies across the stadium.
Yeah.
And then the South African guys were like, no, we don't know when that plane was coming.
Ah, shit. All that shit was deliberate. But I mean, if that's what they do, that's what they do. But you still got to focus on the game at the end of the day.
Well, I like what you said there, that the onus is on the players, and had they shut their mouths, that would have been massive news around the world. But they got defeated, and the big news here is that a lot of the media hate and discussion around Coach Razor, who's been copping it. And we were just talking about this earlier off here about how he's a coach that's fixing a problem from a previous failed coach, and we've actually talked about coaches in Samoa, for example, and giving them second shots. And it seems like they're trying to get rid of the guy right now. What are your thoughts on Robertson? Scott Robertson?
No, it's way too early. It's way too early. But the thing is, for him and the Crusaders, when he was coaching Crusaders, he had pre-seasons. You can take players on camp and mold a team. In the All Blacks, bro, you're coming in and you got to be good from day one. And he hasn't. He's had, I think a lot of it is personality clashes within his coaching team.
Right.
So that one with Leon McDonald.
That was interesting because they used to play together.
Bro, really interesting. And Leon McDonald championed Satutu. And he was top try scorer for the Blues. Blues won the championship and he didn't pick him. It's fucking crazy. So I don't know, but being in the All Blacks coaching position is probably one of the hardest jobs in New Zealand. I said this before, but my friend was Graham Henry's son, Andrew Henry. And, he was so scared when they lost the World Cup and, for his life. He was scared for his father's life. And
damn.
Yeah, bro. So it's high pressure, but I'm sure they know, it comes with the territory, but it's early. It's early. I was in Manu Samoa. We pretty much lost quite a lot of games. So, you just got to keep going, bro. keep shooting until they take the ball away from you. Until someone goes and pops the ball. Oh, well.
Well, the interesting thing about Scotty Robertson, one of the chats is that he doesn't have enough international experience, which is interesting because he was the coach of that great 21s team that smashed everyone. I think it was in 2018 or 2019. And you're talking about assistant coaches. One of his assistant coaches his assistant coach at the time was Tanu Umanga. So I'm wondering, does he need some support in there from a close ally that's helped him very successfully and actually on an international junior level, but still international?
Maybe. And Tanu Umanga comes with a lot of mana.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I'm not in there. I don't know, but New Zealand's tough on their coaches, man. All Black coaches. That's a hot spot. So who have they got next? Australia. Yeah. So they should be able to should be able to win those games.
If they don't.
And then they've got the Northern Hemisphere tour, which is going to be
massive.
big. That's going to be massive. And he's got to get selection right, though. Like Blackadder before Satutu, it's fucking crazy. And he needs to get a selection right because he made a lot of changes. He took out Clark.
Yeah.
For like he was fucking awesome in the first test. So I don't know, man.
Speaking on selections and in the flank position, one guy that he did champion was Wallace Stiti, and you've spent some time with his dad.
Right.
What are your thoughts on Wallace?
No, he looked good in the Super Rugby. I don't watch that last test match, but yeah, he looked really good. I thought, a lot of us thought he might get that one test and then that's it to stop him from playing for Samoa. But it's good to see him get a crack. I think it's maybe a second
test, yeah.
I did see a clip of him getting bumped off though. That was the only clip I saw.
Is that what you tuned out?
No, I just happened to be scrolling and I saw him get bumped and I was like, oh. But they said he played a good game. They said he played a good game, yeah.
Yeah. It's still very young as well. And so a lot of learning ahead. It's interesting, because the Auckland Blues have just signed Carlos Spencer's son. They've also got they've got Clark, and then they've got Satutu as well. So there's this kind of like this
Nepotism? You
No, I'm not. I know you were suggesting it. Those guys are like. Have you seen? I forgot. I think it's Peyton Spencer. But have you seen him play sevens? He's actually really good, and a lot different from his dad, like style wise. And so it's just interesting seeing like that next generation. I don't think it was a massive thing in the 90s. Was like the kids would kind of move up, right? But it seems to be happening a lot more now.
What with
kids
like sons of?
Yeah, sons of.
Yeah, we used to call them sons of in our team. We had Daniel Braid and Angus McDonald, and they were sons of All Blacks.
Oh, that's right. No, so you're right then. Yeah.
No, yep. But that should be expected. Like, Steph Curry is a son of.
Yeah.
Klay Thompson is a son of. And, these kids are being raised under a father or mother who's played professional sport. They get access to, like...
Nepotism.
No. Well, they get access to wisdom that no other person can get.
Yeah.
And this is the wisdom of, like, Carlos Spencer, for example. This is the wisdom of a player. This is accumulated wisdom. So you get the end of the career wisdom, all the mistakes and how they rectified it. So you get that growing up, so if you like, and a lot of dudes are showing they're really good fathers, They've been able to raise their child in the professional environment without them knowing it's a professional environment, So these kids are probably professionals before they're professionals.
Yeah.
They probably naturally get up with their dad and go running and do all that shit. They didn't realize their dad was, doing professional stuff with them.
It's kind of normalized.
Yeah, normalized it. So when they get into the elite level, oh shit, this is what I was doing with my dad or my mom, my parents. I was raised that way. And it should be that way, really, the sons of and the daughters of, have access. I feel like I was privileged. So my mom used to call out so much shit like, oh, can we go watch Lord of the Rings? And my mom would be like, why? There's no island actors. There's no black actors. It's just all white people. What? So what? You want to love white people and love white values? And so I got that at a young age, so that's why I'm sort of like that way, so, the apple never falls far from the tree if the parents are involved in the child's life. And so to see these sons of becoming professionals and All Blacks, that's really what should happen. And it's a credit to their families and that. Yeah. But also shout out to the kids who don't have that access and who are raised. Because we spoke about this earlier. You don't just get the accumulated wisdom of your parents' rugby career, but a lot of former professional rugby players or former professional athletes are well off. They're financially secure. So you as a child, you don't have to come home from school and go work until 10 o'clock at night at Pack and Save to make some money. You can use that time to train. Okay, so it's not just the wisdom inside the rugby. It's also outside, and the financial assistance and the financial freedom to be able to train every day that these children get. And there's a lot of kids out there like LeBron, for example, who did not have that privilege, who still made it. And shout out to those kids who are doing it harder. Well, I feel it's harder, but, not taking away any of the stuff that these young kids, because they have worked hard, but there's all those dynamics at play. But, shout out to these. It's awesome. It's awesome that these kids are, well, they're not kids, but, the sons of, the daughters of are doing well.
Controversially enough, there were Islanders and Māoris in Lord of the Rings, but they were playing the Orcs.
Playing the Orcs.
That's
what my mum said. I bet you they're Māoris playing and someone's playing the Orcs, hey? No.
What's wrong with being an orc?
No.
Had a big empire.
Oh.
There's a
resisted.
lot of Māoris that, there's that take.
Why are you watching that shit? That's all I heard to say. Why are you watching that white shit? That's white crap. So I got raised in that and I got good at it.
Clearly. Well, just, in concluding our sports chat, I wanted to talk about Joseph Parker, who we've talked about before. One of the best boxers on the planet, heavyweight boxers on the planet. And it looks like he's moving into the promotional aspects of boxing, which I think is pretty damn cool because there's a lot of money there for him. It's a lot. But there's also a lot of talent here that need that guidance. And when you've got someone that knows the lay of the land in the Pacific, like Joseph Parker, it's pretty cool that you've got someone like him running a card. So I think for the uninformed, he is promoting a show that will be under the DAZN banner, DAZN. DAZN is a big, massive kind of media giant, boxing giant. It's kind of like the Netflix of boxing. So it's a big deal. It's a massive deal.
They do heaps of stuff.
And Joseph Parker is promoting a fight card under them in New Zealand with New Zealand fighters. A lot of Polynesians are on this as well, which is huge. It's a big deal. And he's doing a lot of promo himself. He's really good at his promotional game. Probably the best heavyweight at it. Your thoughts on this? His move, his transition into this?
It's good. Is he doing it under? How do you pronounce it? DAZN.
DAZN.
DAZN. Is he doing it under that, or is he doing it under Matchroom?
I'm pretty sure it's gonna. I think it's on the DAZN platform, but it could be under collaboration with Matchroom.
No. I mean, they've signed a deal together. I just don't know if he's working with the DAZN or if he's working under Matchroom. No, that's really cool. It's really cool that he's started now. Not waiting till he retires and then start it. So no, that's good. The DAZN was I was looking up the owner. It's a Russian dude, Ukrainian dude, Blavatnik, and the DAZN is owned by Access Industries, and Access Industry also owns Warner Music Group. Yeah, and I was looking at through their artists, and gosh, it's pretty much nearly every artist in the world.
Yep.
So that's really good if he's in there, because it's going to open up a lot of opportunities. And no, that's really cool. And let's see where that goes. And that he might retire because that's more lucrative, Yeah. And seeing how many subsidiaries of Access, like he's going to have access if he does it right to so many opportunities, and it branches out to a lot of things. So that's really cool. It's really cool that he's doing that and not waiting until he retires.
Yeah.
He's getting into that now, doing it on the side and working hard and not playing PlayStation. You know what I mean? Like he's in there, he's doing other things, retiring before he's retiring. Because he's, mid-30s now?
Early 30s.
Early 30s, yeah. So
he's a very young heavyweight.
Yeah, but he's got a young family. He's got kids, so those knocks to the head will take its toll.
Yeah.
So if he can find his spot there, or even with Matchroom, with Eddie Hearn. Is it Eddie Hearn?
Eddie Hearn, yep.
Yeah. Something his dad started up in 1982. So they're the sons of. So if he can get well established in one of those two, or even both of them, and become very good at it, So when you get into these other professions that you want to pursue, like commentating and that, like apply the same professionalism you do with your sport. Train for it, research, practice pronunciations and all that shit. And man, no, awesome. It's good for him, and I'm glad he's just doing it before he retires.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
What I like about him too is he's got this weird charisma because he's a very shy,
it's like awkward,
very awkward, but it shines through. Like when you see him do his skits and all
he's
that.
Bilingual too, man. And like I said, he always goes back to Samoa, always.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
what that kind of with his kind of personality, and again his ability to speak the language as well, the access that he can give to a lot of local fighters. You've seen, if you're familiar with local boxing, Australia's gone, like it's massive. And the people that are running it are Australians, like, you know, from a grassroots level, which is cool. And we need a bit of that in New Zealand. Like, we need these guys to actually care about the local fighters. And Joseph Parker's one of those guys, you know, like you said, he always gives back. He's always giving that kind of confidence back to younger fighters. He's super tight with Jaya Pataya. You know, a lot of those guys would be rivals traditionally, but it seems like there's this communal thing that's happening. And for the longest time, we've seen it with MMA. New Zealand Pacific has always been a hotbed for talent.
In Australia, there's some good young boxers coming out from there.
Islanders.
Islanders, yeah. So, no, that's good. It's good to have a Pacific person doing that side of the sport and not just always being the athlete.
Speaking of managerial type positions, will you be applying for any of the Lakapi Samoa jobs? There's a financial advisor position going. You guys need a job?
Bro, like when I was living in Samoa, I did apply for one. It was just like...
true.
Yeah, it was just an academy one. So when people go, oh, well, put your money where your mouth is. I did. I was living there and I got the meanest CV. Like seriously, like international rugby to lawyer to all this shit. Meanest CV. I didn't even get a response, bro. And we gave it in person as well. Like
True.
fuck, I didn't even
went to the office.
I didn't even get a. Unfortunately, we've chosen someone else. I just fucking never heard from them again. So when people go, so I've been tagged a lot. Oh, bro, you're gonna apply for this? Manu Samoa players are telling me, sending messages, bro. Apply for this. No, I'm not gonna get fucking humiliated again. Nah, fuck them.
But they sent you an apology.
A quiet one.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a cumulative, like, as in, I'm sorry you didn't.
We're
didn't
sorry
get back
for
to you.
everything.
Yeah, we're sorry for everything up
They
until
don't
this
mean
point.
shit. They don't mean shit, man. So, like, you know, when I did that video, I said fucking a lot about, like, fuck the corrupt and all that shit. That was, like, my cutting off. I'm done with them. Fuck them. That's it. I'm done.
Okay. You guys need a job?
I mean, I looked at it. I'm not going to lie.
Bro, people should go for it. Go for it.
What's the salary, you reckon?
Oh, I'm not sure.
700.
Just remember, they've lost their £250,000 that they were getting yearly
That was sevens, eh?
from the sevens.
Ah, wow. I mean, well, staying on topic with Samoa, we just had Miss Samoa last week. And we've also had some controversy, Miss Universe in Fiji as well. But let's go to the highlights of Miss Samoa's. What were your thoughts on Miss Samoa?
Miss Samoa was cool. What was her name? Litara Yeremia Allen. She's the newly crowned Miss Samoa. She won nearly every category. Yeah. And I did a post on Facebook. I said, everything though. You know, because in my opinion, I thought Brianna did a fantastic interview. And on the night is 50% interview. And there's a pre-pageant interview that's done during the week. I think you sent that through, right? And so I thought, to me, that was my favorite. And the talent by Alai Malo, I think contestant number 15. Yeah, so that seems to be the most popular one. So I kind of thought, you know, maybe those two could have went to someone else. Bro, I got a message from a professional over there, Moana Solomona, who does the mental health over there. And she wrote, oh, so you hate women now? I was like, bro, I just think that these other women did better, and like she still could have come second in the speech. Gosh, and I was like this is what it's come down to. Like, it's like fucking emotional warfare, like psychological fucking. If you don't support it, you hate all of us. It's like, oh shit, and fucking the dramas. But yeah, so that happened, eh? And then also today it was sorry.
Damn.
Yeah, hard out. And she's a professional as well. Like, she works in the court.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit! Like, you're gonna say that publicly? Because
patriarchy, yeah.
Oh, bro, but I was like, bro, that's defamatory. But then, and today it was announced that Heilani is being awarded Miss Universe. Yeah. Miss Universe Samoa. And there was also Miss Global as well. That Nicolina Akui as well has been announced Miss Global, and Vodafone Samoa are sponsoring both of them. to go to their pageants overseas. So it's pageant season. Samoa now are really supporting it.
Yeah.
It's a good way of getting Samoa out there, I guess, to the world, tourism-wise. Yeah, and then there was the controversy with the
Fiji. Yeah.
Miss Fiji.
Wait, before we go to that, so you shared an opinion, and like when you look at a competition where there's multiple categories, I didn't watch the full thing, but to have someone that's fully dominant, was that the discussion? Was this a shared thing? Like, did a lot of the community go, does she deserve to win everything?
Yeah, well, I think it was, because we all had our favorites. I think I also wrote, man, she won more categories than Moana. Like, but I'm not going to make a big deal out of it because you can still win it even if you don't win the main categories,
yeah,
right?
that's what I mean.
You still hate women?
No. I just felt there was a better interview, and I felt that there was a better talent. That's all. But I'm not gonna dwell on it. It was
trying to cancel you, bro.
Nah, hard out. But good on her. You know, it's a massive opportunity. It's a big opportunity.
Yeah.
Because she will get a chance at all of these: Miss Global, Miss Universe Samoa, Miss South Pacific, or they change it to Miss Pacific Islands. So, and if you look at the impact that Moana had on Samoa over the last year, and the amount of traveling she did, big impact on Samoa, and big impact for her life experiences traveling, United Nations, tourism expos in New Zealand and around the world for Samoa. It's huge, man, and Samoa. Pardon?
A lot of pressure.
Yeah, a lot of pressure, but, it takes pressure to make a diamond,
That's
man,
right.
So pressure's good. And it's really cool. It's really cool. And Samoa and the Pacific, they do pageants different. Like, I like what Brianna said about Western beauty standards and the superficiality that's sort of like inherent in pageants. But Pacific seem to use it as a way to promote and celebrate culture, identity, values, and that's why Miss Samoa is so popular. It is really popular, not just for Samoans in Samoa, but around the world. Like, everyone's watching online, live, making comments and all of that stuff. But like, you see culture and you feel that, and there's a lot of identity. There's our values, what we value, So like, someone singing with a good voice won't necessarily fly, but someone doing a funny skit, has way more weight. And in the Pacific, it's just different. Pageants, they work. They work in the Pacific because we don't, it's not seen through a Palangi lens, and we don't expect Palangi values and all of that from the contestants.
I've learned that also even in Asia as well. I've got a lot of Filipino friends, and one of the big seasons, it is pageant season, but it's a chance to express culture. That's what they love about it. And they don't typically care about Miss Universe. It's like, who's the best Miss Philippines,
Exactly.
So it is
and,
about...
what's the Siva, and everyone's critiquing the culture, and okay, nice, that's so nice. And it's just, it's different. It's not like, she's hot. It's never that.
There's more.
Yeah.
There's more, and then there's apparently more in Fiji. What happened?
Yeah, I was reading that. That is so funny.
So break it down for us, Oz.
Oh, so I'll try.
What's the goss?
What are their names? So Nadine Roberts is one, and Manshika Prasad. On the night, Miss Prasad was crowned Miss Universe Fiji, and just like Samoa, funnily enough, this is the first time Miss Universe Fiji has come back after 43 years of not doing it, exactly the same as Samoa. This year, Miss Universe Samoa has been announced, and it's been 40 years since Samoa has. So I think there's a big push. Anyway, Prasad got awarded Miss Universe Fiji. Then a couple of days later, apparently it changed to Nadine Roberts.
How?
Yes. So...
What's the tea?
So apparently, because it's sponsored by a company called Lux. Did you guys read it and have a look at it?
I watched a little bit of the video. I didn't get too much into it.
Yeah. So it's just messy. Lux Projects. And when you're looking up Lux Projects, there's this dude's name comes up, and it's Jamie McIntyre, right? So he does stuff with Lux Projects, but he happens to be the husband of Nadine Roberts, the new one. So the sponsor's wife is now being crowned, and the excuse was because the judges favored an Indian, a Fijian Indian, because they wanted that market. Therefore, Lux had to come in with their vote and change it because that was unfair. But now this is unfair because of conflict of interest.
Holy.
Yeah. But it's an Australian who is saying that Prasad, so Dwyer, he was given the contract to carry out the pageant. He's saying, no, it's Prasad. Lux is an Australian company, and they're saying, no, it's Nadine Roberts. And what you're seeing is these Australians are sort of fighting over who is Miss Fiji. So there's the fucking problem right there, is that it's not really Fiji, is it?
So it's Miss Australia, basically.
Yeah, Miss Australian Fiji. And so the government now have tried to come in, and the people are saying, this is tarnishing our name, this shit going on here. And so we learn that, these pageants have to be owned by the islands, because there's other Pacific Island ones. I don't want to say like Miss World or Miss Universe and that it's all just whoever registers it first gets the license, so there was a war on that with the last Prime Minister because Samoa hadn't registered one of the license, but someone overseas did. So it's owning the license to Samoa. Like Samoa Tag, I think, had this issue. Who owns the Samoan Tag Corporation?
Yeah.
In Samoa, or the first person to register it?
In New Zealand,
somewhere else. You know what I mean? So, and Balangi registration is first come, first serve. That's it.
Whoever signs on the dotted line.
Right. So with this, what's happened in Fiji is showing that, Vodafone coming in, for example, like it's still got to be run by Samoa, not Vodafone. So it's just
interesting.
But it's good, all these things, and it looks dramatic, but it's a problem that needs to be solved, and then everything will be better for it. So it's not just promotion of your culture and promotion of identity and promotion of values.
It's promotion of problems.
It's you have to actually own the shit. It can't be just a show and white people own the show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just got to make sure that we own our shit before we show it off.
Yeah. Well, good luck to Fiji. Hopefully there's a Fijian podcast there that gets a deep dive into that, because we've just spent 2 weeks with Samoa, Miss Samoa, and everything that's happened there. But good luck to the competitors, or the woman and that. And speaking on own businesses, hey, like my transition, New Zealand's first Samoan restaurant to win big. Restaurant Tala received New Restaurant of the Year award and 2 hats at the Casino Good Food Awards. I'll just read a little bit. This is an article by Sarah Mangawo, I believe. Restaurant dedicated to contemporary Samoan cuisine has received 2 hats and named New Restaurant of the Year in the prestigious Cuisine Good Food Awards. Tala, a snug and intimate modern eatery in the heart of Parnell in Auckland, offers a taste of the Pacific, flowing back to Samoa.
What are you laughing for? What are you laughing when you heard Parnell for?
That's the O Pacific
Essential,
ground.
man.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's where we used to be.
I've never eaten here, but shout out to them. And it's always cool to see local businesses, and you're seeing a lot more. Like last weekend, I had just discovered a place called Toko's Tacos. I forgot the Tongan brothers' name there, but this is a Tongan family that's from Arizona, and they've got family here in New Zealand, so they've moved over. It was initially a food truck. Interesting story. They were at the night markets, the Auckland night markets, and it kept their truck was so packed that the rates went up for them unfairly, he felt. And so, but they had enough money to come and buy up a little tiny spot in Avondale, and I went there to check it out. I went and bought some tacos for my mum, and there was a massive queue there of Mexican kids from Avondale College.
Oh.
It was cool, and they were there during their lunch break, and they were all like legit. Like a lot of them were what do you call it? Overseas exchange students. Yeah, half of them were exchange, and half of them were Mexicans that stay here, and they love the place because it reminds them of home. But you got Tongans running it, and so it's cool. It's cool to see all
Appropriation.
these. What is that?
Oh yeah, did they register it first?
Oh, here we go.
Well, it's funny because I posted some of those videos. I was like, "Those are really good tacos." I know a Mexican that I'm supposed to be working with. He runs a food truck, and he will be watching it, going, "What the fuck? These are Tongans running a Mexican place."
No, bro. I honestly do that all the time. I'll go into a sushi spot and I'll start speaking Japanese, and they would go, "Oh no, Chinese, no Chinese," and then I'll go, "Oh, you guys are not Japanese. That's not real shit." And then I walk out.
Why, man?
Just for a scene. Just for a scene.
Wow.
What's some good local spots that you guys have discovered? Island own, island run. Might as well highlight.
Evelina for me, or Eveline, or Evelina.
Where
One
can
of
we
those.
find
It's in Clendon.
Yeah.
It's in Clendon. I love that spot. It's really good. The supper sui is great. They got keke pua'a, pangipopos, pankeke, mamoi.
That's Chinese foods, bro.
Appropriate.
Okay. They've got falifu as well. So there you go. They got some. They don't have fried chicken. So you see.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, that's my spot. I have that at least once a week.
So you can find Tala in Parnell. You can find Eveline
Yeah.
in Clendon South Side.
Yeah,
and
Clendon
And
Shopping Centre.
Aotearoa.
Oh, in Aotearoa as well?
Yeah, they got two.
Oh yeah.
True. Wait, in the town centre?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you can find Toko's Tacos in Avondale as well. So, yeah. And if there's any others...
Yeah, there's heaps of Tongan cafes in Otahu.
True.
Yep. There's
Tongan
about
owned?
7 or 8.
Damn, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. And the Melford Park car park. Every day there's a family selling there.
Fantastic.
I always
There's
pick up
a
some.
couple out west in Henderson, and one in Henderson Valley. Yep. And
Sounds
there's probably
general.
a few out
Oh, there are
up
two
in
people.
Albany.
We got to have names, guys. We can't just say
Yeah.
these are a few. These
Oh,
are
yeah,
a few.
just
I
like
know
the
there's a
Melford
few.
Park.
I'm trying to
Okay.
highlight.
There's
like
watermelon
actual
watermelon
names.
season's
Three
coming
people-
up, so
three people in the
look
suburbs.
at the side of the road.
There's two guys selling watermelon in Waterview. Those guys.
Melford Park car park.
Bro. Hey. All right. Well, shout out to them. If you hear this on YouTube, post up. We'll make sure to share it in our socials as well.
And Michael Meredith, his restaurant
yes.
in
Sky City.
Sky City.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, Matita.
Yeah, Matita.
Well, there you go as well. AUT's Taylor Swift course, guys. What do you guys think?
Next.
Fuck yeah. That's AUT though, eh?
AUT is so. What's happening? They've got a Taylor Swift course.
Yeah, apparently.
See, this is how you get Australian breakdancers. It's through courses
Gosh.
like this.
Yo.
I mean, if you were to study Taylor Swift, it's just a lesson on branding and
But why not study Rihanna? She was a billionaire first.
I don't know, because it's proximity to whiteness.
Because yeah.
Yeah, it's just proximity.
What if she
to
was
whiteness.
white?
But yeah, outside of that, all of her achievements in that realm
I get it.
suit
Man, I used
the
to
institution.
I used to think like schools and that, was sort of like the opposite direction as celebrity worship and all that shit. But now, man, it's just like just going that way, the same way, the whole fucking really shallow and fuck.
Do you think this is what this is? It's just a ploy to get more young people, more young white people.
Yeah,
to
to empower whiteness.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see that we're studying this white figure. Bro, please no Polynesians fucking enroll in that course. Gosh.
I want to study Tupac. Give me that. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
His legacy still lives. They not like us.
Got a hologram, remember?
Oh, he's a hologram. Well, shout out to AUC. Good luck with that. And in our last discussion of the day, you shared a really cool video on the Musket Wars. There was a Tongan brother there that was speaking about this. I believe he's a Tatuashi Sereitama. And I caught the gist of it, but it's kind of like we've covered it as well. Let me just see if I can play we can share the video, but I can just play a bit of it here. If it decides to play.
Yeah, I think he does. I think he's a tattooist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where?
Tattooist.
Is he America or?
I think he's from Hawaii.
Hawaii.
He's posted quite a bit on his TikTok. It's funny because the algorithms I get on TikTok are you and people like this. They're speaking about our history, and it's good. Like, because if you're watching this enough, then you're just going to get people that are pro-Polynesian speaking about our culture.
White fellas supplied the Maori tribe with guns, muskets, to fight that Maori tribes. And those Europeans arrived and supplied those Maori tribes to fight those Maori tribes. Then the Europeans stepped back and let the Maoris fight each other. They killed each other. So now you have less warriors.
I'll stop it there because we, as Kiwis of here, know our history, well, to an extent. But it's pretty cool when you see polys from the other side of the Pacific highlighting the same shit that you know what I mean? Like, that's the shit that we're going through. Your thoughts on this, bro?
Yeah, no, I think we spoke about that as well. Like, yeah, that was a deliberate tactic. They did it all around the Pacific and all around the indigenous world. Is you go there and you give them weapons, you give the indigenous people weapons, and you drum up, you give them incentive to go and kill, and you get the indigenous people killing each other first, weakening themselves, and then you come in and there's less resistance. It wasn't just Māori though. It happened with Tonga. I think he's Tongan. It happened with Tonga as well, with King Tupou. The Wesleyan Church, they armed him. He had cannons. He had massive fleets as well, and he went around the islands killing anyone who didn't convert. And it happened in Hawaii with Kamehameha. Same thing. If you did not convert to Christianity or to Palangi values and principles, then you were wiped out as well. And it happened in Samoa. So Hawaii had Kamehameha had these two Palangi guys, John Young and Isaac Davis. And they were like his military advisors, suppliers as well. And it happened in Samoa. Remember John Williams, when he first met Malietoa, the very first thing he gave Malietoa were two guns, a musket and a blunderbuss. We spoke about this. It wasn't a Bible. At the time, Tamawhainga was a problem. He was going around kicking colonizers' ass, bro. He was like, there's some people who say that he was hunting Christians, so they had to get rid of him. But that's one perspective, so don't blow me up in the comments saying, no, that's not true. But it's what they did. They went and they gave guns to locals and got the locals to kill each other.
Yeah,
got indigenous people to kill each other, and they did. And in Samoa, it was what? Malietoa, Mataafa, and the Tamasese. So they were all backed by three different colonizers, you know what I mean? To kill each other. But it's true. It's true what he says. And, there's that saying, the oppressor will not be so strong if he did not have accomplices amongst the oppressed. So, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
So, and that's how it was. That's how they won. That was a very important part of colonization, was to get the indigenous people to fuck each other over first, to kill each other first.
If we revert to our original conversation about sports and how New Zealand needs Pacific, you know what I mean? Like, they need the Pacific to grow rugby.
Yes.
And you kind of look at this in this perspective and you go, it's always been that case. You need the captain, that Samoan, to step in, and then we'll play that one guy for one test and then shut him down. This is kind of a continuation of that. But it's been tested in history, right? Tried and true.
And if we could take it to like mandates, for example,
Yeah.
Is using Pacific leaders
Politicians.
to get all of our people,
Yep.
to get, shots. Or like, I remember hearing Māori activists say, look, leave the the vaccination pushing to us. We know our people best. Bro, that's crazy. You know what I mean? So they were able to implement their what they wanted through using Māori. You know, so it's not just this technique that was done in the past where they were able to, they had a goal. We want to colonize New Zealand. Let's use Māori to do it. You know, it's quite ironic, right? Let's use Hawaiians to help us colonize Hawaii. It's not something that was just in the past. Like when they want to further an agenda now politically, let's use Pacific people to further our colonial agenda. And it's still happening today. You know, they pick their, they study who's moving the masses, who has the respect. They do it the black community as well in America. Who can we get to lead all of the Pacific people down this, to herd them all like sheep through this gate?
Church.
The church, and remember, funding the Pacific media. Whoever funds you runs you.
Yeah, so
The
government.
I stole that off black people.
So government fund provides the initiative to provide funding.
Right.
So all the Pacific agencies apply for funding and use the vehicle of the church to provide them the platform. And that's sort of a chain of command that the government is operating.
But it's not just church. Like, we are getting the pronouns now getting funded through. We're getting all of this other stuff.
But what I'm trying to say, in the COVID, that's how it's been systematic.
You're right.
They used the church.
The church was big during that.
Yes. As the way to channel into the people. And once they get it done, then they go to the next step.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's how it goes. So these are not. See, one thing colonizers are so fucking good at is studying their victims. You know, and this technique that they did in the past, it's still working now. And like we talked about immigration, how in the past, the Premier of New Zealand said, "Give me immigration. I can wipe out Māori without a gun. Just give me mass immigration." And that's what they're doing now. They're bringing in heaps of other people to weaken the political voting power of Indigenous people here. Same thing with this one, with the divide and conquer, with getting us to fight each other or to mobilize colonial agendas through Pacific or Māori leaders. You know, they got Kamehameha, they got King Tupou, they got Malietoa, or to carry out the colonial agenda perfectly. You know, they use Pacific people to further colonial agenda. They still do it today, and they still do it really well. And it's, money, power. Now it's money, you know. And it's just be aware that these old things, when we talk about history, they're lessons because that shit's still going on now. You know, you got to see it then. And because propaganda doesn't work when you notice it. You know, once you wake up to what people are saying, the next lot of propaganda doesn't work. You know, so once you see what they've done before, that shit's not going to work again. Because fuck, I know what you're doing. Okay, so
it's what's happening now when people watch news.
Right, exactly.
Across the world, people look at news like, you guys are all bullshit.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people are waking up to news as bullshit. I watch news to see what bullshit they're going to try next. That's why I watch news. I have to watch it because fuck, they're bullshit. And even like that Nazi guy, Joseph Goebbels said, you know, like you repeat a lie enough, people are going to start to believe it. And he also went on about the power of like movies and images to persuade people and to get them to believe lies. But that's why I watch the news. It's just bullshit. But, you know, these lessons that we talk up, they're not historical artifacts and dead things. They are fucking political techniques that work now and they're using now. So when we discuss these things, always find a relationship to today, and you'll find it. You see, could they possibly be doing that today, using Pacific people, you know, to carry out their agendas? And once you start looking at it, oh fuck yes, I remember this.
There are names that we won't mention, but yes, during COVID, that was quite a thing that you would see a lot of Pacific leaders, and you'll go like, why are you trying to sell KFC to our people? You know that shit's fucked up.
Yeah.
And you're come get a shot and we'll give you a box of KFC. It's like,
crazy.
what the fuck kind of shit is this? Like, it's so dumb.
And they even said, like, leave it to us. Like, they said, like they were saying, the government doesn't know how to get to our people. We do. Leave it to us.
Yeah.
So, like, we will do your bidding. Leave it to us. It's like, fuck.
That's why the key word is manipulation. So, you know, they use manipulation to get power. And it's I mean, can't they see it?
Well, history repeats.
Can they see what's been manipulated?
No, you can't. You won't be able to see it.
But once you do discuss it and you've seen it, even though it's probably happened and the mandates happened, now we can see it. Hopefully we can see it.
Yeah.
But it's too late.
But it's all right. It's too late for that. But now if we discuss it more, surely, you know, the next, whatever it is, like, I don't know.
It's just hard for people to see everything that you see, because everyone has a different base point to operate from, and that's what we're seeing now. Like, not everyone has whether that be the privilege of having previous information before, or having someone who, you know, who's very critical about, you know, about their history and about what they're seeing. Because at the same time, you've got people that are just trying to make ends meet at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
You know, the distractions that are put in front of them. I mean, you call them distractions or whatever. And then you've got, like, the example of funding, right? So, you know, they're nudging people to, you know, to apply for funding because there's a deficit of something. But then if you look deeper, that deficit is caused by lawmakers, right? Oh, we need some more Pacific, you know, we need to support more Pacific content and blah, blah, blah. And then you look at the laws that they're passing, they want to take that shit away. All right, so then there's this, like, tug of war constantly, like, you know, whether you're being manipulated into thinking, oh yeah, these guys want to support us, but at the same time they don't. And then you just become complacent because you're just like, man, I don't want to deal with this shit. I'm just going to go to work.
Or you become anti.
Oh, well, maybe apathetic.
Yeah.
To what's going on, because you're just like, no, I just want to keep focusing on, you know, I need to pay my bills at the end of the day. But yet at the same time, there's, like, laws that are passed, that are being passed and being read in, you know, in Parliament that would, you know, affect your children. And it's like, yeah, that tug of war of I need to deal with my problems now. Societal problems don't affect me on a personal level until it does. And that's why, like, that manipulation that you're seeing, the nudging, like, people don't really pay attention to that until it enters your home. So it's not until the military will bust down your door because they got the power to.
But that's
until
the thing,
you turn
because
around
it
and say,
feels like, because the whole the concept or the idea is of New Zealand politics is that our Pacific people don't vote enough, but we've always been operating at a deficit since the freaking dawn of time in this country. And so it's almost, we're going to a point now where we don't care about your fucking blue, red, whatever it is, green party, whatever. We've got shit at home that we're dealing with right now. And even if we come together, we're still working at a deficit.
Yeah, and I think the you know, the distrust of the government is weaponized. So that's why they can position us in these motives. Like they will find, like you say, Eli, you know, they will find a champion of our people that we all look to and be like, oh, I can handle this. I'm gonna allow me to coerce my people, and then they don't. The government doesn't need to worry about that because they've got a champion in that community, and so whoever this champion is, right? They understand the politics and they understand the politics on both ends. The politics that are grassroots, what we are attuned to. So like KFC or the lack of food or the lack of resources in our community. So that's being weaponized.
Yeah.
Right? Because this champion knows that. And so the government is just at an arm's reach going, no, actually, I don't need to worry about that. That's fine. So, you know, that perpetual issue of, okay, let's have these initiatives for, you know, to help Pacific Islanders and at the same time weaponize that. Use it as a bait and switch, but they need that there. So like we're kind of used as a way of almost like weaponizing poverty, but also being, you know, that's being used against us.
No, I mean, you look at
that's exploitation at its
Yeah.
Yeah.
at its finest.
It's just like,
That's
keep
music
them.
industry and hip hop.
Yeah, that's real exploitation.
Like, Carrot is over here.
Yep.
Just keep running for it. You'll get it. You'll get it eventually. But we won't because, we'll just move the goalposts.
Yep. Well, I think that will be the name for this podcast is the Weaponisation of Pacific people. Bar. Whoever funds you runs you. And in conclusion, we fund the show.
Yo.
So we run it. Thank you for joining us on another episode. That is us.